I'm going to show you how to access a couple of data reports within Amplify around the K2 mCLASS data. So if you open up your Amplify app via web desk, you're going to start out in going in the View Reports. And then you're going to go into the little orange tile that says Reporting. There are two data reports that we really leverage a lot that really provide us a lot of good information. So you'll go up here to view my data. If you are wanting to look at your English only, if you're an English only campus, you'll go into DIBELS 8th edition and submit. If you want to look at your mCLASS Lectura data, because you are a bilingual dual language campus, you will click mCLASS Lectura and submit. That is the assessment our bilingual children use this year, 22-23. If you want to look at last year's data, you will go into EDEL. That was last year's assessment, which was 21-22. Otherwise, the steps are all the same. So let's go into DIBELS 8th edition. That's for our monolingual children. The two reports that we really leverage, you can go into the completion report and see who has completed their assessments, but we kind of check those and let you know to remind your teachers. Otherwise, the correlation report and comparing measures report are two of the most valuable. So let's start out with comparing measures. So in every grade level, each of our assessments has our kinder, first, and second grade mCLASS assessment, or DIBELS, has a variety of measures in it, and the children all get a composite score. So I have options to choose by campus and all of that, but I'm just going to pick the district. You guys should have your campus showing up there. You can switch the grades. It can say all, that's fine. We only have it for K2. You can go back a year, forward a year, pick all the years, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to pick the most recent assessment. Um, I'm actually going to pick, let's do this. I'm going to compare beginning of the year results to middle of the year results to end of the year results. So you can pick a certain benchmark window, or you can pick all of them, and then all measures and all levels. I'm going to go ahead and view report. Takes just a minute to generate it. You can download this as a PDF. You can save it. You can share it. You can do all the things you want to do. But what this shows me is all across the district, this is for all of our children. So you guys will have this data just by your campus. It's also in your data folders, but I want you to know how to look at because there's so many different ways you can filter it. So composite score, overall scores for our kindergartners from beginning to middle to end of the year. You can see this blue section grew. That is our well above, these are our at, these are our below, and these are our well below. So, and if I click on those, you can actually get down into the child, into the students. And then, so this is their overall composite score. And then these are each of their measures: letter names, phonemic awareness. We do have children that test out or do not take that part of the test because they didn't do as well as on the more foundational measures, so they don't get the opportunity to take it. But this basically compares beginning, middle, and end of the year data for your campus. Some of these are optional assessments that it looks like people gave, but they aren't required. The spelling assessment is something that we give middle and end of the year in kindergarten. So then you'll see the same thing, overall scores, um, beginning, middle, and end of the year benchmark, and then the measures. In first grade, they actually start here with letter sound and go down if the students don't do as well. So you'll see there's kids that cleft out, that didn't have to take this assessment because they were on letter sounds, and they just continued to move upward into that reading fluency. And this is an optional assessment. Looks like somebody gave, and vocabulary is optional as well, but the spelling assessment is also something we give to first graders. And then second grade, same thing. Very few children had to go back down, only one, to phonemic awareness and letter names. Otherwise, all of the children in English moved up, up, up into that. And the maze assessment is an extra added assessment we give. Vocabulary and spelling are both optional for our second graders, so you'll see not everybody did that. So that just kind of gives you an overall look. Again, you can click. I'm not going to do it because it's going to take a long time because there's so many kids, but for you, you could click on any of these colors and it will take you down to the student level. Okay. The other assessment we're going to look, or the other data results we're going to look at, I'm going to go back to my DIBELS 8 dashboard and I'm going to go to the correlation chart. This one will show you how the data relates for different time periods. So again, you've got your school already. I'm going to do all grades for the district. You don't have to filter that, but I do. I'm going to do beginning of the year to end of the year for just the composite score. So just how the children scored overall. I'm going to go ahead and view report. You could take it down to how did they score in phonemic awareness? How did they score on spelling? And just compare those individual measures, or you can pull up all of the measures. So while this is loading, what this is going to show me is which percentage of children started out at well below, at, and above, and who stayed there and who moved. So we have 7,500 kids in Plano that took this assessment. Of our kindergartners, 600 students started out well below at the beginning of the year. 60% of those students stayed there. These other percentages moved up. 368 kindergarten students in Plano started out yellow at below, 25% went down, and these percentage of children went up. So hopefully that tells you line one is how many started there at the beginning, and then line two shows you who moved. We see pretty much overall that many of our students that were well below stayed there, and many of our students that were above stayed there. And then we had percentages of children in and out of below and at. And then you guys have all of this is everyone. So kinder, first, and second grade, all our children well below who stayed and who moved. So this just gives you a very zoomed out view for your campus of are we growing kids in mCLASS? What do we need to do that? Um, and helps you kind of analyze that data. So hopefully that helps. The same thing as if you are a bilingual campus, you can go right into mCLASS Lectura and pull up the exact same um, data reports. So that should help you, especially when you have those K2 SST meetings and even before. Hope that helps.